Hello.
Hello, William. How are you doing?
Are you on a tropical island?
This represents, well, it's a picture from my holiday last year in the Cook Islands.
Lovely. Cook Island.
Yes, yeah.
Believe it or not, I've got a friend who lives in New Zealand who owns a property in the Cook Islands, and he said we can use it whenever we want.
I'm very, very jealous.
Well,
Unbelievably jealous.
evidently it's like 2,500 miles away from New Zealand or something stupid, and that's a long way away.
But
Yeah.
that's just a 4 hour flight from New Zealand to the Cook Islands, so it's not too bad, yeah.
How are you? Okay.
Not bad, not bad at all. How have you been?
Well, my life is it's a bit like juggling. Lots of different people, lots of different skills, and lots of different aspirations of what we're trying to achieve. So it's been, it's some days you think, oh, for goodness sake, I need a bottle of wine. And other days you think, well, why is it so quiet today? You never know. But but I've been working with some of our technical people on on our products, and it's breathtaking. What they're doing is just breath. I've never seen anything like it. I dreamt it 5 years ago when I knew that the technology was there. But what we're doing now is whew, it's incredible. So yeah, I'm super satisfied.
Oh, that's very good.
Back doing the technology myself. So how about your business?
Not too bad, not too bad. I am busy with things like certain agreements that I've got to tidy up and send across very, very, very soon. But yeah, speaking of which, in 2024, I'm supposed to be moving out of the UK, and guess where I'm going? To that place behind me in the picture. I actually am going to the Cook Islands. I'm supposed to be moving there because there's a managing director of a company, and I will be working with this company. I'll bring the domain of my business there as well,
Yeah.
but still, I will be working for a company that's based in there that's owned by Cook Islander. So, attracting investors to invest in the Cook Islands. So
Right.
I'll be that as well. I'll be working directly with his new CEO, who he hired much earlier this year, who's a man from New Zealand. So
Why? That's super exciting then, eh?
yeah, yeah, definitely. And it's someone I met. The person who offered me the position, I met him when I was on holiday over there, over a year ago. So yes,
This is what they call life, one of life's little changes.
definitely. It's very much worth it. It's a beautiful place. I love it.
Yeah, I know.
Lovely,
I've
lovely everything.
It's just endless beaches, just endless. And this friend of mine, his house is on the beach, and there's nobody. You can look in either direction. There's never anybody there. That's what he said, but true or not, I don't know.
Please, please, and I do mean this, please let me know if he ever wants to sell. Seriously, honestly, truly.
All right, I'll ask him.
Yes, please do.
He's getting on a bit. Well, it's his wife that owns it, I think. Yeah, it's his wife that owns it, so I can speak to her. Yeah,
Oh, lovely.
New Zealand. Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, so right. So how can I help explain to you what we do in a bit more detail? Should I just go off on a ramble?
Yeah, why not? I'm all.
Well, my story coming to Malta was 18, 19 years ago. I came out here to sort out a business that was in our portfolio that was underperforming and found out they were all crooks and shut it all down. And I was out here for 2 weeks with all the grief and the police and all the rest of it. And and I was in a pub one night and this guy walked in cricket whites. So I thought, oh, that's interesting. And he said, yeah, we play cricket 48 weeks of the year. I thought, wow, we've just had a wet summer. I don't think we played 5 matches all summer. So I thought, well, it's time for me to move. I think kids are grown up. I've grown out of my wife. Time to move on. So I came to Malta, and then I worked in the hotel industry for years, in the contract where I was producing contracts had changed people's timeshares on fractional units. And the problems were that they were missold, firstly. Secondly, contractually, clients probably in their 60s and 70s still had another 30 or 40 years to run on their contracts for maintenance. And they didn't want the liability of passing down to their children. So we said, okay, well, why don't we change your contracts from 40 years to 40 months? And you can use them up five weeks a year, come and stay for a month. And they all went, woo, yes, that's a brilliant idea. So that's what we did. And then, of course, I set up a company to manage all that with pretty cutting edge technology at the time, 5 years ago, 7 years ago. And I got into this whole world of, hang on a minute, I hate what web programmers are doing. I hate their technology. It doesn't work on my phone and blah, blah, blah. So I started to think about the future, and I am a futurist. And my research told me very clearly there's 3 technologies we should be working with. One is advanced smartphone technology, things that allow you to take payments, sign documents and all that kind of thing. Well, 4 things really. We need to be working in an HTTPS environment completely, top to bottom, because of all the regulations and data and stuff. And then I realized that actually QR technology, although it's 40 years old, is really not advanced because people haven't been looking at it. They've been looking at website technology. So I went on a kind of 5-year self-learning course, to be honest with you. And I've become, I would say, exceptionally knowledgeable in the likes of smartphone pages, QR technology, but also something else that I knew was on the horizon 5 years ago, because Apple dropped it quietly. They developed something and they dropped it. And I thought, well, that's interesting. Why did they drop that? And it turned out it was an absolute affront to their App Store. And Google picked it up because it went out into the market. The technology kind of drifted into the free space, and Google picked it up and Google run with it. So what happened eventually was that Google and Apple colluded to manage the impact of this technology on their business models. So recently, Microsoft has got involved as well. They're allocating $1 billion, nice budget, $1 billion into PWA advancement. So PWA is the core of all our products. So whether it's a biz card, where V-card technology, it's, again, that's 40 years old, the ability to share your phone information onto somebody else's phone. That's kind of a start point. Then phone site technology is super advanced, progressive web app technology. And then full PWA, and then PWA shop and food delivery and all that, kind of higher up the food chain. So for most people, the phone site has been a revelation. Why? Because there's lots of reasons, really. It's cheap to build, it's cheap to maintain. We use VAs to manage the changes for clients. When it's clipped into QR technology, something quite extraordinary happens. It allows you to think more about paper-based systems, but also using live URLs of QR to use them in a completely different way, which is what we developed. So essentially, when you look at any of our Maltix products from a QR perspective, you're going through the doors of Narnia. You're really kind of drilling down into lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of different areas where QR codes have never been used before, but they're all in one place. And the beauty of it is you can run off one QR off your phone. So the Maltix Master QR is a good example of that. Our entire business is run through one QR code. There's no other company in the world that's developed that to get to this point. So the other thing about using smartphone pages in a high level in the way that we do is it enables you to send information and then automate information thereafter. So it's consequential. Somebody says, oh yes, I like to look at that, tick the box, they get this information come through. If they say, no, I don't want this information, they get this information come through. And if they want to unsubscribe, they can. So the whole thing is GDPR super friendly. And the other thing about smartphone technology really is that we can use it for simple shops for clients as well. So again, the world of the website is overtaken the sensibility. You pay a fortune for the shops. They're difficult to manage. They don't work particularly well on the phone, a lot of them. They're super complicated. And so what we do is say, okay, if you've got 10 products, let's build a little shop for 10 products on a smartphone page. And we do it very cheaply and manage that for the client. So that in conjunction with the PWA is where the real revolution takes place, because a website's a bit like, and tell me if you've got any thoughts on this, but a website's a bit like, well, it's a bit like a piece of paper, you know, come to my website and I'll give you information, but you've got to look for yourself. Well, that's all well and good, but people on the phone haven't got the time, haven't got the inclination. They've got a tiny little screen anyway. You can't read anything, it's too small. And the navigation is incredibly difficult. And people on smartphones say, no, I'm not doing this. I don't want to do that. I just want it right here, right now. So right here, right now technology suits QR. So it could be very simply, you know, where's the car park from here, scan. Or it could be, you know, a multitude of complex documents or joined up conversations or advanced chat rooms and knowledge bases that we plug into this system that clients can manage for themselves as well. Because we think it's increasingly important that clients are around 24/7, 365 on the chat room, because VAs are so cheap to hire these days. You know, $1 an hour and you cover it worldwide.
I know someone who has their own VA company. They live in Croydon.
Okay.
Been running it successfully for several years now. Yes.
Well, we're recruiting VA at the moment. The thing about what we're doing is that we're using My Most Trusted platform to do our business development, because I was involved with that in the early days with Scott Cundall. So that's beginning to work nicely. I haven't got enough VAs because the VAs are a bit of a mercurial lot. They want to do things their way. And we're looking for VAs who do as they're told, basically, which is not so easy to find. But nonetheless, yeah, we are embarking on that journey as we speak. But our support structure is based on a chat room and an advanced knowledge, AI-driven knowledge base. So there's over 300 documents in there so far. There will be over 2,500 documents eventually. And they will run everything from training videos for VAs, production, education, client product education, and all the stuff that goes with what we do. And although the PWA is quite a straightforward product, you know, you need to learn how to use it to make it work for you, because unlike a website, it's got its own internal kind of CRM management system. So every time somebody fills in a smartphone page, looks for information, submits details, it goes directly into a CRM. And from there, you can segment it to send out free notifications. Because this is the other thing that people on mobile phones hate. They hate it. They don't want to be in social media talking nonsense. They don't want to be involved with LinkedIn particularly, because it is what it is, and a bit of a monolith. They want information that they want right here, right now on the phone, and that's what the PWA does. So if somebody wants, you know, let's say it's a food store, and they want information on dog food for, you know, Alsatians over a certain age, that's only the information they get. And the other beautiful thing about the PWA is that it sits on the phone as a bookmark, so you don't need to go to, we can load it into the App Store. Apple rip you off to do it, but we can share it very easily through a bookmark, which uses, I think it's 99.84% less memory on the phone. So phone users love bookmarks, hate app stores. And I think we've all experienced this, where the phone starts playing up, so we delete all the apps. And the reality is most people have only got 5 or 6 apps on the phone, and yet there's millions and millions in the App Store. And people don't download, they might download them once, but then they get rid of them. With ours, even if you do delete all your apps, the bookmarks stay on your phone. and that's where the notifications come in from. So it's like super clever. And to think about the phone user's psychology, which is what we've done, we've reversed everything. You know, I've sat on trains watching people on phones and thought, what the hell are they doing? And then you take a peek, you know, and they're flitting around and getting frustrated trying to find what they want. Whereas if you go to an Uber app, it's the same every time. There's a burger bar menu, you order your taxi, it comes. Food delivery apps, the same, and they are all PWA-based technology. So the phone site that we've developed is based on the same technology. It's super cheap to set up. It's super cheap to manage. You can manage it yourself, or you can use a VA, and it's got this wonderful functionality to make it work on the phone. So that's it, really. That's what we do.
Sounds very good. And what you mentioned about PWA, which I had no idea about, does sound very good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because it does make the Uber app quite efficient. So.
Yeah, well, of course, Uber app would have been developed 6 or 7 years ago as a PWA. Would have probably cost 300,000 or 400,000, maybe more, to build it. Whereas the same PWA now can be built. Well, we're building PWAs with advanced shops for £1,500, top of the range. So, and £49 a month. Whereas the phone site, to be honest with you, is great for most small businesses. It's a couple of £100 to set it up, and then it's £25 a month, and that's it. That's it, and it works. So yeah, if that's something I can help you with, let me know.
I will. The company I'm going to be working for in 2024 in the Cook Islands, regarding their website, they may want to deal with that. The thing is, they've set up a new company over the past year, and that's the one I'll be working for. So you never know, they may want to use that kind of technology. They have a sales and marketing department, for one thing, and to other people who deal with brokerage, firms and agencies, that kind of thing, can fall to their, or even their clients may want to use it. So
yeah, let's see. The thing that here are the two issues in the world. One is that website technologists don't want to change, so they'll poo-poo everything until. So it takes strong management to say, "Get out of my life. We're going to do it this way." And the second real problem, which I think is a bigger problem, is that the print and design industry has fallen asleep. They're fast asleep. And all the people that have the copy skills and the ability to make people read things, and obviously QR is something you read, you scan read it, but it's the same thing. They're all dead or retired. So we've got a complete industry which is all at sea because they don't know the basics of strong copy, call to action, captivating one-liners. Freddie ate my hamsters generation are all gone to sleep. They're fast asleep. And I know they are. I walked through central London the other day and I was looking at QR codes on multi-million-pound advertising campaigns, and I'm thinking, somebody's just stuck that on at the end. Oh, God, bloody QR code. Oh, where are we going to put it? Stick it there without realizing what it does, the power of it, what we So it's just the world's changing. I want to speed it up because I'm sick to death of websites. They don't work, I don't think, anyway. So, but yeah, by all means, plug it. If there's anything I can do for you interim, you'll be one of the first clients to use the new phone site PWA technology. It's super exciting. I think it was set a precedent because I believe if you don't use it, you can't sell it. So if you own one, you can sell it. You've become an affiliate. You just get 10% on everything forever. That's on the setup and the subscription. And we are a mass market company, so we've got some huge aspirations for big numbers. So, yeah.
Okay. Can I ask, if someone has a website that's GoDaddy, can your technology, what Maltix offers, be integrated in there?
Put it in the bin. GoDaddy, Google, WordPress, put it in the bin because this super succeeds it. And if people want to connect their PWA to a URL, whoopie-doo, of course it can be done, but it's not necessary. And similarly, it's not necessarily put it in the app store. Oh, I'm going to put it in the app store. Why would you put it in the app store? So nobody's going to download it. I mean, some of the investments in there are truly horrendous. People spend millions on their apps, and they've never really created the business they wanted to. Now there are 50 or so companies. I can send you the list where everything's in the knowledge base. Actually, you just put top 50 apps. It's all there. There's some big companies in there who've recently switched to PWA, and 4 or 5 of them are built by Maltix.
Okay,
So
interesting.
there you are. This is the way it's going. The minute you talk to a small business person about Google Shops, Google this, Google that, none of it works. Search engine optimization doesn't work. And anyway, why not have QR codes in your own community? Why are you trying to talk to people in Liverpool or the Caribbean when your business is in Manchester? It doesn't make any sense. So a lot of that stuff is, I think, ticked off the small business person forever. They're very delusional. They know that their websites don't work very. They know it takes up all their time. This way, we've got a super system automated that collects people's data and that spits your own data back to your own clients in a way that they want, not in a way you think they want. Yeah. There's a big difference. We do surveys as well. We do Likert. Likert's been around for 100 years. Dr. Likert invented the idea of, you make a statement like Marmite is tasty or Marmite is lovely, and some people will say, I disagree with that, and some people say, well, I kind of disagree. Some people say no, and some people say I love it. So Likert's really powerful for doing surveys, and we do a load of them. That's all within our subscriptions at business application level. So just to clear things up, we've got BizCard. Everybody should have one. On my business card, it's just basically it's a QR code like this on your business card. See, there's no name or anything on there. And then on the back is your phone site. And then the subscription up from that, which is 38 pounds a month, something like that. Now we go into smart form technology, particularly things like surveys, shops, document signing, all that kind of stuff. And that's all included inside the phone site PWA. It's bolted in. And then when people move up to a larger PWA, and essentially in there are more components. So it's a bit like a load of pigeonholes. So you can imagine a piece of gingham cloth. You can say, oh, I'll have that piece. We'll have that. But you can have it without any changes to the costs. Unlike a website, if you say I want this, you've got to pay it £6,000 or 500 quid or a developer to do it for you. And it's always going out of date. It always needs updating. It's just a pain in the ass. Our components are integral and they're built into the system and they just work. Some of the top lawyer firms in London use our system. Some of the top document management companies use us because it does what it does. It's got the components they need to run their business.
Okay. How does what Maltix offer with the technology compete with ChatGPT?
It's integral. It's part of it. If you want ChatGPT module in your app, it's there. We just turn it on. Increasingly, we're using a company called Talk, TAW. Listen to this for a number. You like big numbers. They onboard 4,000 people an hour. An hour. And they've been doing it for years. And they've got a free chat room, and they've got a knowledge base, and they've got AI-based. Everything's AI-based inside. So you can link documents, website, anything that's got a link, you can link it into your knowledge base. And when somebody puts in, something, Cook Islands, such and such a village, or what's the weather like, or whatever, it pulls in all that information off your documentation, but it also goes out to the internet and brings stuff in as well. So I'm absolutely certain that the chat room revolution is being driven by AI, and that's integral to what we do as well. So yeah, cool, isn't it?
Yeah, very.
Yeah, so if you've got any questions or anything, but I'll send you some teaser documents off the knowledge base, and then you can go and search yourself. It's all off our master QR. It's all on our websites. It's on my phone site, on Morris's phone site. Yeah, we put everything into other places other than the website. The website's crap, really, as they all are. So we try and operate. We have got a WordPress website because we had to in the early days, but now we've got the PWA technology up and going. Probably the website would disappear because the magical thing about a PWA is that on a PC it looks like a website. On a phone it looks like an app. It just goes between. It's really mercurial. It just goes between the two. You wouldn't know. Kids know because they go, "Oh, I like this. It's familiar. It's Burger Bar, great." But I suppose anybody under 40 would know they're actively looking for it. Older folk are still stuck in old ideas, but yeah, I mean, it's what people want on their phone, and as it's a majority device, and we've got countries where 98% of the business is done over the phone, we think we're really onto something, you know. So we'll see.
If you need a VA, if you're having trouble finding a VA, do let me know. I'll make an introduction to the person I know who's got her own VA company. So don't forget that.
That'd be really cool. Yeah.
But yeah, been running a VA company for several years, so it's not like it's new or anything. It's quite established. So.
Okay, I've got a chief VA in South Africa. I'll put them in contact. If I give you chief VA's V card, and then you can just pass it on.
Okay, wonderful. We'll do.
And I'll send you the Maltix Master QR, so you can look in there. There's a direct link to all the shops. And what I'm suggesting for you is phone site or probably business applications, which is, I think, the third plan. So that's a phone site with business applications, and that would take you way beyond your wildest dreams. It will. And then if the company in Cook Islands want to step it up from there, we can, because it's the same technology. All right. So but as soon as a techie tells you, oh no, QR codes don't work, or as soon as they say, oh no, we can do this in WordPress, you know there's a problem. So that's just a tip from somebody who knows, because the whole of the industry has grown and grown and grown. They made a lot of money over the last 20 odd years, and nobody's turned around except me and a few other people and said, oh, no, hang on a minute, this isn't right. And the crazy thing is that the majority of Maltix technology is 40 years old. It's so stable. It's so, it's like, well, we've invented this vehicle. It's got 4 wheels. What else can you do? Well, you can't really. So why have you invented this vehicle with 6 wheels when 4 wheels were there? And that's we simplified everything. That's why it's so cheap to start up and run.
Okay, interesting. Oh, by the way, you see how you're recording this video, this conversation. Can you send me the recording as well?
Yeah, I think so. I was just playing because my Google Meet has gone wrong for some reason. And I was playing. Actually, I didn't even realize I was recording. It is, isn't it? It's top left.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm 65, It's glasses. So important. Okay, if I can work out how to do it, I'll send it to you, okay?
Wonderful. Thank you so much, William. Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Have a lovely day. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.